Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the TNT Rock Block, coming at you for the next 3 or so hours here on a Tuesday night, kicking things off with the TNT Free V Series. The Oran Park Raceway, located in Norellian, Australia. Basically a little figure eight here, only 6 corners, and I'm not entirely sure how they even come up with 6, but we'll kind of do the math here for you in just a moment and show you. My name is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network. It is a pleasure to have you hanging out with us here on a Tuesday night. Thank you very much, whether you're tuning in on YouTube or on Twitch. 11 cars already on the entry list, currently being led by this guy, Mr. Wes Shire, in the number 16 Homestead Coffee Roaster entry. Wes making his way down the front straightaway. Let's run you through the track layout here real quick. This is turn number 1. Short little snap, then right into turn 2. That hooks you back out. Down towards turn number 3. 3 and 4 almost get treated as one singular corner, but it is 2 apexes. Out of turn 4, the short run down to turn number 5. Quick snappy little right-hander. Turn number 6 follows it right along, and that's a lap here at the Oran Park Circuit. Before we get too deep into tonight's racing, though, let's take a look back 1 week ago. Peter Donchak getting the win at Concord Speedway over Bill Walker and J.W. Miller. A race that was chaotic, insane, and everything else. Wes Shire, Scott Ross completing the top 5 in that one. Walker's second place moved him up to second in the points, dropping Scott Ross to third, but they are both well back of Wes Shire, carrying a 51-point lead after 7 rounds. We've only got 4 weeks left of the TNT Rock Block coming up here for 2021 Season 4. Wes Shire sitting on 202 points. The 51 that we mentioned back to Bill Walker. It's only 2 points, though, back to Scott Ross in third. J.W. Miller, James Curtis all have a shot at making the end-of-season podium. Maybe Chad Irvine, but I would say highly doubtful here after he had to serve a 1-race suspension last week. Not issued by the league, but entirely suspended from the iRacing platform. Currently second quick in the practice sessions tonight. The only driver with more than 1 win this season, Mr. James Curtis. He has 2 wins over the course of the season. No other driver matching that win total. James Watson actually picking up the opening round win, but he hasn't run a race since. He's going to be a perfect 1-for-1 in the TNT Free V Series. So far, the 3 drivers at the top of the points are the 3 drivers that have completed all 7 races. J.W. Miller and James Curtis have 5 apiece. Chad Irvine with 6 starts in this one. Wes Shire building that points lead on the strength of consistency. 7 races, 1 win, 7 top 5, 7 top 10s for that 202-point total. That really is how you're going to get the job done and win yourself some championships here. So we are down to 40 seconds remaining in practice. Stephen Thompson going to be third quick. J.W. Miller and Nagisa Ashikawa rounding out the top 5. James Curtis going around off that final corner. You are going to see a ton of that as this race goes on. These cars, from what we understand, may not have a very friendly setup to run here. Sounds like they may have the oval setup on the car tonight. Possibly a little bit of a miscue in getting the sessions scheduled here. Chad Irvine checking in saying he's back from his iRacing vacation. Yes, he is. What's going on, brother? Hope you are doing well this evening. Let us know where you're watching from, by the way, in the comments. Hopefully you enjoy the show tonight. This one's going to be a lot of fun. Coming up next, as qualifications get underway, the Bolt Series going to head off to Suzuka. So, whole lot of frequent flyer miles getting racked up tonight by the NRN Productions crew. We are going to head from Oran Park in Australia, north to Suzuka, Japan, then east, west, depending on which way you want to go. Got to get all the way to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the Milwaukee Mile, which is where the TNT Shock Series will run tonight. Get you the session info up here. 5 minutes of qualifications up here for the free V cars. Got to make sure you get the lap in the books. No off tracks, no half spins, anything like that can absolutely knock a lap time out of contention. As Nagisa Yashikawa goes fastest overall, 33.75. 33.97 for Bill Walker. New quick time, top of the board. James Curtis, 33.34 seconds. Bill Walker going to jump up to third. Chris Kresge, fourth. Chad Irvine rounding out your top five right now. Curtis going to go around. Let's pick up Stephen Thompson. He is trying to get around to get his first lap completed. Wes Shire going to jump up second quick on the board, 33.35 seconds, 33.352. The time for the number 16. Stephen Thompson going to jump up to third quick. May have had a little bit of an off track there just at the exit of turn number one. We'll see if the lap is going to score. Pick up Wes Shire here as he makes his way around, trying to get one spot better for the starting position. 9 thousandths of a second off the quick lap time. Lap number 2 will not be quicker for Shire as he's going to come to a stop. Rick Cleary finishing up his run. Let's pick up Gary DeMoss in the DeWeather Center, number 34. These things might sound like battery-powered devices, but a little bit of horsepower under the hood here. Built around the platform of a 1969 Volkswagen Beetle. A lot of the suspension components are going to be the same. The motor, gearbox, all that assembly is identical. DeMoss comes around to complete his run. He will be 7th quick, 34.111 seconds. Down to 20 seconds left in qualifications. Nick Simone, the only driver that has not taken a lap yet. I am not entirely sure where Chad Irvine is going. Chad may be lost. He was able to find the Porta-Johns last time. That will conclude qualifications. Let's bring Chad up into the booth here. Chad, were you hunting for Porta-Johns again?
I was trying to find some. My driver likes to take a little breather before we get going here, but it doesn't seem to. It seems like we're at a classier racetrack than we've been at the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it sounds like it. What do you think here? Is this going to be a try to survive lap one and get a little heat in the tires, or what are you thinking here?
If it's me, if we're turning right, it's always just trying to make it through lap everything. The left-hander at the top of the bridge is going to be the hardest, I think, for these cars, especially with the setup snafu that we've got. But overall, we're just here to have some fun.
Yeah, so you're running the oval setup, which basically means the car is going to want to turn left in a big way and not turn right, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, and we've seen that in practice with everybody at the top of the hill after getting across the bridge. That left-hander really wants to upset these race cars. So that's where things are going to be interesting. That's the corner you want to keep an eye out for.
All right, buddy. Good luck tonight here. Hopefully we're talking to you again in just a little bit. And let's get you the starting grid for this one. As everybody is on the grid, they will get off on their pace lap. 12 cars going to make up the entry list tonight. James Curtis, your quick timer by 1/100th of a second over West Shire. Those two will occupy row number 1. Stephen Thompson and Nagisa Ashikawa on row number 2. J.W. Miller and Bill Walker on row 3. Gary DeMoss for DeWeather Motorsports. Chris Kresge for Team Sexy Kermit on row number 4. Felipe Ramos and Chad Irvine on row number 5. Rick Cleary and Nick Simone will round out the field for tonight's race. This one will be a timed event. 25 minutes will be the time, and we are already getting ready to go racing here. And as always, race fans, the start of the TNT Free V Series is going to be all yours. Lap 1 is in the books, and it will be James Curtis jumping out to the early lead. Seeing as many as 40 laps could be completed here this evening. Nagisa Ashikawa holding off Stephen C. Thompson. Trouble on lap number 1 for J.W. Miller. Let's take a look here, see what happened to the Castrol number 6. Could be that left-hander coming out to bite him early on here. Let's see. Oh, he had big contact with Bill Walker. Walker just missed the corner. He has to get off the track. That race car may be junk. J.W. Miller able to continue. And Miller already up to position number 9, seeing an issue for Rick Cleary as well. Cleary having this problem towards the back of the pack. Same thing, get out of that left-hander. Car just wants to absolutely snap around. Good battle going on here. Chris Kresge, Felipe Ramos, and Gary DeMoss. This is the fight for 5th, 6th, and 7th. 8th place, Chad Irvine going to be there as well. Oh, DeMoss gets it a little bit wide. See J.W. Miller having an issue. Looks like that car will be able to continue. So we're going to hold on to this fight right here as James Curtis has opened up a 1.1 second lead over Wes Shire. Stephen Thompson, Nagisa Yashikawa also waging a pretty good battle here, not too far behind the race leaders. They'll stay nose to tail through turn number 1. Already 3 minutes in. Bill Walker getting back out onto the racetrack. 2 minutes in repair time. Battle for the race lead. Wes Shire thought about having a peek on James Curtis. Not quite worth it yet early here. Oh, trouble for Felipe Ramos and Chris Kresge. They were fighting for position. Coming up the top of the hill, looks like turn 3 may strike again. There's Ramos going around. Kresge's going to get tangled up with him. Kresge just grabs reverse, shoots it back into the grass. Everybody's going to be able to continue. But Ramos has to jump to the pits. So a tough break for Felipe Ramos, having to take the tow. Now Chad Irvine having an issue as well. So Irvine's issue, not too big here. Nick Simone also having an issue. Battle for the race lead, sitting 0.6 of a second apart. Nagisa Yashikawa and Stephen Thompson going to continue their battle as well. Top 4 all on the front straightaway together here. Still a lot of time left to go in this race, though. Just crossing the 5-minute mark. If you're watching us on YouTube or you're watching us on Twitch, make sure you hit the follow button if you're watching on Twitch, or the subscribe button on the YouTube side of things. If you want to support us on a little bit more personal level, we do have super chats and memberships available, but you can get all the information there on the page. J.W. Miller getting around Chad Irvine, as Irvine having an off-track incident. Show you the replay here. Irvine just loops it around, heading under the Yokohama Bridge. That allows Miller to come past. Irvine going to fall back to the 7th position. Seeing Felipe Ramos having an issue. Oh, Stephen C. Thompson, big issue. Wow, we've got one way up in the air. I believe that's James Curtis. That was your race leader. Wes Shire was involved in that as well. Huge problems here. Wes Shire trying to make the move into turn number 3. See what happened here. Curtis just loops it around. Wes Shire gets involved. How in the world did James Curtis end up airborne? They're trying to get these cars separated. Oh, it wasn't Curtis that got airborne. It was poor Bill Walker. Big smooth move of the race there. Curtis has to tow. Nagisa Yashikawa now runs in the first position. Let's run you back through the field here. Now Gary DeMoss in the DeWeather Center Dildo runs in second. Wes Shire is your 3rd place car. He's 5 seconds back of Gary DeMoss. J.W. Miller running in 4th. Curtis comes back onto the racetrack, but he is going to be several laps on. Actually, no, that was... Not sure who that was coming back onto the racetrack. Curtis still in the garage area, still in the pits. Felipe Ramos getting back on the racetrack. Good Lord, these guys are all over the place. Seeing 90210 is now hosting us. Thank you very much for that. To the moon, baby. I opened the stream and they're trying to launch into low Earth orbit. What gives? It's the free V series, I guess. So Nagisa Yashikawa with a 9-second lead over Gary DeMoss. That is a third of the racetrack. There's DeMoss running in the 2nd position. You have to go back another almost 4 seconds to find West Shire. And importantly, a lap car in between them as well. The Free V or the SpaceX Tesla series? You know what? One of these things might have to become a Tesla rocket. I think that may, or a SpaceX rocket, I should say. Seeing Chad Irvine has wrecked. Well, he's wrecked a couple of times. Nagisa Yashikawa having a little bit of an off-track excursion. He lost about 4 seconds, but when you've got an almost 7-second lead, it's not like it's going to matter much. Gary DeMoss better watch out, though, because West Shire is closing quickly here. The gap down to 2.6 seconds. J.W. Miller a further 3 back. Could have a pretty decent race here for the podium coming up before the end of this, and we're not even to halfway yet. The question coming in here, how do you feel about the end of an era on Sunday? I am assuming you are speaking of the NASCAR Cup Series cars that are going away to be replaced by the Dallara-built V8 supercar knockoffs. Oh, hold up. Your race leader having a huge issue. Nagisa Yashikawa has crashed. See what happened here to Nagisa. He got sideways. Oh, a little bit of contact there from Chad Irvine. Oh, I think he grenaded the motor. We'll go back to the live look, but that's put Gary DeMoss into the lead. Now, all of a sudden, this fight with West Shire could be a battle for the race lead. So, yes, the last Gen 6 race, the last race with cars built by the teams and not one company, the drop in power, all that sort of stuff. I am heartbroken for a lot of longtime NASCAR employees that will be getting walking papers this week. The championship teams will likely keep them employed through the party at the end of the week. And that's about it. There's not a lot of need for fab guys and girls. A lot of stuff is now going to be third-party procured in the NASCAR Cup Series. With that being said, though, supercars might be one of the best racing series on the planet. I would say the Supercars series and the IndyCar series are the two best for pure racing right now. And that's the platform that NASCAR's going to. It is a glorified supercar. I wish they would do away with the wings and some of the stupidity that they have down under. And when I say wings, I mean front splitters. But it definitely will be the end of an era. Oh, buddy, Gary, hang on to it. He's still wide and off the racetrack. West Shire around to the inside. New race leader at the halfway point. West Shire takes over the point. Yeah, the comment that the bright spot, there's a large aerospace industry around Charlotte, so the fab people will find work. That's not what I'm hearing. There's a lot of people that are just going to be out of work permanently. And that's a pretty scary thought. We're building stuff out of composites now, so the day and age of fabricators building things by hand was kind of over anyway, but let's pick up Nagisa Yoshikawa and Stephen Thompson. Yoshikawa holding on to the 6th spot. Thompson trying to get past. Thompson has the look. He gets by cleanly. This is the best battle on the racetrack right now. Yoshikawa, big swing wide. Out of turn number 6. Not quite close enough to attempt to pass into 1. See a comment from our buddy Chris Casbier coming in here. Hopefully Chase can go back-to-back. Been too long since a back-to-back champion. If not Chase, then Larson. I will say this. If you're betting on anybody but Kyle Larson, you're kind of nuts. Although, the math on Martin Truex makes that a very, very compelling pick. But that's purely from the guy with long odds perspective. I honestly, in 90210, I'm not looking forward to the V8 Supercars knockoffs that are heavier, don't drive as well, and don't have as much power as their upside-down counterpart. I wish they had just built a supercar, quite frankly. Just bring the supercars here. They're fantastic. Figure out how to make them run on an oval, and we're golden. Because, yeah, those cars on road courses are absolutely incredible. Those guys beat the hell out of each other. Good battle here between Yoshikawa and Thompson as we are at the 16 and change minute mark, down about 8 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Thompson doing everything he can to get around Yoshikawa, but it is just not there. Seeing the comment about Denny Hamlin. All I'm going to say about Denny Hamlin is don't make enemies with people that have nothing to lose. I don't understand why you would pick the fight with Alex Bowman. Doesn't make sense. Bowman can screw up your year a lot more than you can screw up his. No battles at the front here. In fact, we're going to be down to only 3-ish cars left on the lead lap here. Pick up your race leader, West Shire, and there is only 3 cars remain on the lead lap. We'll show you the gaps here. J.W. Miller, 19 and change seconds back. We may finish this race with only 2 cars on the lead lap. Stephen Thompson having a little bit of an off track, not much, and it allowed Chad Irvine to catch right up. So now it's a 3-car battle for 5th. Yashikawa's opened the gap up to about 9/10. Here's Irvine. He's going to have the big look down to the inside in turn number 3. Not close enough. And on the comment here that Denny having the Mark Martin curse, I think you could argue that Denny Hamlin actually has had a better career than Mark Martin. Mark does not have a Daytona 500 win nor a championship. I don't believe he has a Brickyard. He does have a Southern 500. Mark had a lot of wins and obviously just owned the Xfinity Series, which was the other part of punching his ticket to the Hall of Fame. But Denny Hamlin has had a very spectacular career. Multiple Daytona 500 wins. He's won them all except for the championship. That would kind of be the exclamation point on his career. And if he gets one, would not surprise me to see him walk away in the next couple of years. Whoa, Yashikawa way off the racetrack. Way into the kitty litter. Keeps the car rolling, gets it back on the racetrack. That allows Stephen Thompson to come through. Chad Irvine going to have to slot right in the middle. How about Nick Simone? Let's give a shout out here. Nick did not qualify, and he's up 8 spots to run in the 4th position. The Kentucky Fried Chicken Special, number 99. Now down inside of 5 minutes remaining. I'd gladly have a beer with Mark, though. Denny's a different story. Yeah. I still have an image of the tweet printed somewhere in one of my toolboxes of Mark Martin saying Drake was softer than a pillow. Yeah. The fact that a 60-year-old man is still banging weights harder than I ever have and listening to gangster rap the entire time he's doing it is pretty awesome. Chad Irvine getting around Stephen Thompson. That battle going to continue. Oh, Thompson almost gave a little bit of chrome horn. Chris Kresge's right there with him as well, but Kresge a lap down to this battle. Oh, Thompson slides it wide. Now he's going to have to fall back in behind Kresge. Good run for Chad Irvine here, up in the 6th position. Hard chargers tonight are Nick Simone, who is up 8. Gary DeMoss, not too far ahead, running in the 2nd position. 10 and change seconds back of race leader West Shire. And Chad Irvine is up 4 tonight. Down to 2.5 minutes remaining. Should be about 5 laps to go here for the Free V Series at Oran Park. After this one, we're going to hop on the something quick. Starship and Super Heavy. Make our way up to Tokyo, Japan. Well, Suzuka, Japan, I should say. Oh, Chad Irvine has an issue. Chad Irvine fighting with lap traffic and Stephen Thompson. Irvine goes around. A little bit of contact for Thompson. That's going to drop Chad Irvine back to the 7th position. Question now becomes, can Wes Shire lap J.W. Miller? Miller about 13 seconds or so up the road. Rick Cleary coming back onto the racetrack. Leaders really got to jump on the binders. Cleary going to try to crab walk that car back to the pit area, but it may not work. Cleary has to take the tow back in. We are down inside of 60 seconds remaining here in race number 1 of the TNT Rock Block. Looks like this is going to be the next to last lap of the race. This is going to be very, very tight. We'll see if Wes Shire backs it down to run the clock out before we get to the end of this one. And it looks like he will, as we are down to 10 seconds remaining. We'll see if the next lap is going to score or if this one will be the final lap of the race. Clock has expired. This is the white flag lap for race leader Wes Shire. Qualified on the outside of the front row. Early issues put him back to about the 5th position. But a very nice recovery drive thus far. Through the final couple of corners. And Wes Shire will see the checkered flag. The Homestead Coffee, Tales from Rukon, number 16, picks up the win here at Oran Park. Gary DeMoss piloting the DeWeather Center Blue Cock, going to come home in 2nd. Good run there for Gary. And here comes 3rd place finisher J.W. Miller off the final corner. J.W. Miller claims the final podium position. Nick Simone and Nagisa Ashikawa will round out the top 5. There is your race winner tonight. Let's show you the race results. Wes Shire getting the win by 11 seconds over Gary DeMoss. J.W. Miller, 3rd driver on the podium and final driver on the lead lap. Nick Simone, Nagisa Ashikawa the top 5. Stephen Thompson, Chad Irvine, Chris Kresge, James Curtis, and Rick Cleary the top 10. Felipe Ramos and Bill Walker going to be out of this one early here this evening. So with that, we are going to get out of here on this one because, well, quite frankly, everybody's getting ready for the Bolt race coming up here in just a little bit, and we got to get on the plane up to Suzuka. So for everybody here at the National Racing Network, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 20 minutes or so with live coverage of the TNT Bolt Series from Suzuka Circuit. Until then, we'll talk to you soon. Have a good night, everybody.